Now, Egypt's cabinet has approved a value-added tax bill, which will be referred to the State Council for review before heading to Parliament for approval. Egypt embarked on an economic reform program in July 2014 to stop a growing budget deficit through cutting subsidies and introducing new taxes. The VAT is set to replace the sales tax and widen the country's tax base. Now, earlier this month, the cabinet withdrew the bill, which was previously approved from Parliament, to make a number of amendments. Now, to give us some insight into this is Yasser Hakim in Cairo. Yasser, welcome to the show. Now, today we saw the approval of this VAT bill. Take us through the measures Egypt's government is finally implementing to reduce the country's deficit. And of course, how soon will we see these measures take effect?
Well, there has been a number of steps taken in the last few months, apart from this value-added tax, which has been in the making for 3 years and not been applied before. We've got the property tax that was implemented earlier in the year. We've got what is called the an income tax, as well as the civil law, which is now also under discussion and waiting for approval from the Parliament. Civil law is concerned with the payments for employees, government employees, which is also a huge budget that the government cannot really use much now, doesn't have enough funds to pay the income for salaries at this point, so it's restructuring of the whole salary system. What's happening is that it could take another month for it to go through the State Council and then approval from the Parliament. We expect it to be discussed heavily in the Parliament. There has been some amendments requested by the Parliament members before, and I think maybe this time it will be passed by or approved by the Parliament during its sessions for the next month.
Now, Yasser, we also know some of the measures being taken by the Egypt government is the removal of energy subsidies. Now, can you take us through what exactly is happening in that area? And of course, in 2014, we saw consumers angry when the government cut spending on energy subsidies. What do you think will be the reaction this time around?
Yes, this is another hot issue that predecessors of the current president, Abdel Fattah al-Sisi, were really shied away from it, and they could not get close to, which is cutting subsidies on energy. And the government announced that it will embark and will continue its plans, regardless of any objections, for a 5-year reduction until it goes to zero subsidies on energy. This is the 2nd year, so we expect what the announcement was is that by the beginning of July we will expect another reduction in subsidies on energy, and we're talking energy that's electricity, right, mainly electricity and oil fuel for cars and vehicles. So those two will go ahead, even if there, as expected, will be some rejection from the economically stricken population.
Well, thank you so much, Yasser, for those insights. He's joining us in Cairo.